Somewhere in the Persian Gulf right now, 230 loaded oil tankers are sitting idle. They are not going anywhere. Not because of a storm. Not because of mechanical failure. But because the world's most important energy corridor, a strip of water just 33 kilometers wide, has become the most dangerous diplomatic battlefield on Earth. This is the Strait of Hormuz. And what happens in the next 6 days could decide whether your fuel bill goes up or whether something far worse begins. To understand this week, you have to go back almost exactly 1 year. On the 12th of April, 2025, Iran and the United States began a series of negotiations aimed at reaching a nuclear peace agreement, following a personal letter from President Donald Trump to Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. The first round was held in Oman, led by U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Both sides called it constructive. A second round followed in Rome. A third in Muscat. But there was a wall that neither side could get around. The Trump administration pressed Iran to completely dismantle its nuclear and missile programs, a demand that Iran flatly refused. Iran had lived with American sanctions for decades. It had watched the United States withdraw from the 2015 nuclear deal. Trust, on both sides, was close to zero. When Trump's 60-day deadline expired without agreement, the fragile diplomacy collapsed. On the 28th of February, 2026, the United States and Israel launched strikes against Iran, igniting an open war. The Middle East, already volatile, had just crossed a threshold that many analysts had feared for years. But even wars have pauses. On the 7th of April, 2026, Iran and the United States announced a temporary 2-week ceasefire. It was fragile. It was contested. But it was a window. And into that window walked J.D. Vance, in Islamabad, Pakistan, for what would become 21 hours of grueling, inconclusive negotiations. What exactly was the gap? The numbers tell the story. Trump's team proposed a 20-year suspension of Iranian uranium enrichment. Iran countered with 5 years. The US rejected it. 15 years. That is the distance between war and peace right now. There was another sticking point. The International Atomic Energy Agency has estimated that Iran holds nearly 1,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium, enough material for 11 nuclear weapons. The United States wants that material out of the country. Completely. Iran agreed to what it called a monitored process of reducing its potency, not removal. Washington called that unacceptable. Vance returned empty-handed, but not without hope. There really is, I think, a grand deal to be had here, he said, but it's up to the Iranians to take the next step. Within hours of the talks breaking down, President Trump announced something that sent shockwaves through global energy markets. A naval blockade. US forces would bar ships from entering or exiting Iranian ports and coastal areas, effective Monday, April 14th. But here is the paradox that defines this entire crisis. The blockade, like the decision to walk away from the talks in Pakistan, is part of the ongoing negotiations. Trump wants to prevent Iran from using the Strait of Hormuz as leverage. In other words, this is not the end of diplomacy. This is diplomacy by other means. Pressure dressed as punishment. Analysts have noted that since neither side has explicitly stated that talks won't resume or that the ceasefire is over, all these moves should be treated as tactics within the negotiations, not final positions. And so the world waits. The ceasefire expires on the 21st of April. That is the clock ticking right now.